and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live. Filmed today in beautiful Burlington, North Carolina. Now, let's hear our special guest host, Jeff Wright.
Woo! Good morning, everyone. I'm not Jeff Wright. My name is Tia Land. I am the marketing director here at the Alliance. Jeff Wright is your host today, but I'm going to start it off with some fun things. Everybody wants to know who won CVS, who won Foresters, and who won the 50K. I'm not telling you. You will have to come to our national convention. So everyone's always like, where's the leaderboards? Dude, the year ended. Contest ended. We don't share that information. We hold it from you. We keep it from you. We stir you up and make you go crazy. Everyone's calling me. Brian Rojas has called me 3 times, and he's like, just tell me where I am. I can't tell you. I'm sorry. It just makes it more exciting when we get to national convention and we can read off all the numbers, and then you're like, yes, I made it, or shoot, that person pushed me out. So it's going to be exciting. So come to national convention. That's when you'll get to know who won the contest. And this is our award ceremony. So who are the top producers and top recruiters of the year? All of that gets announced. So I'm not going to go over any leaderboards for the day, but we can go over some activity numbers, which we do weekly. So let's share that. Let's pull that up. All right. So activity numbers for the week. Top 3 life producers. This is for submit. So you've submitted your policy. It's not approved yet, but you got it in there. So Marcus, under Jeff and Kelly Turner, they have submitted 13,000. Beth Ireland, under Terry and Tia Edwards, 18,176. And Megan Wood coming in at number 1 with 28,819. It's 45 applications in 1 week she has turned in. Good job, Megan Wood. All right, let's go with just the top 3 because we got to get to the good stuff. So top 3 life producers issue paid. So this has been approved. You got paid on it. Good job. Mark under Olga and Jason Mathis with 15,779. Luis under Stephen Maxim with $18,106. And then Cody under Nick Greco with $19,133. Good job. All right. Annuity producers for the week. Number 3, Terry and Tia Edwards with $189,000 annuity. Good job. Beth Ireland on Terry and Tia's team with $190,000 annuity. And then Bryant under Brandon Manley with a $321,000 annuity. Good job. Foresters for the week. Top 3 Foresters producers. Mark Hutchinson with $4,800. Trina Noel under Paul Roberts with $6,500. And then Cody under Nick Greco with $19,000. All right, top 3 CVS. Crystal and Nathan Lee under Jake and Bell Krause with $1,500. Sharon under Paul Roberts with $1,600. And then Kyle and Janina Harry with $5,000. Good job. All right, top recruiters for the week. What should we do? Let's do top 3. Brandon Manley with 2, Lindar Cook with 3, and Olga and Jason Mathis coming in with 3 just in 1 week. Good job, guys. Well, it is my honor and privilege to introduce you to the man of the hour, Jeff Wright. Jeff, you're muted.
All right, I did it. I'm able to get on now. All right, everybody, hello, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you're at. I'm here to talk to these leaders today. I'm excited to talk to these leaders. I've got some questions for them, and I guess if you wanted to call the name of this session, we would name it the Keys to Success, the Keys to be Successful in the Alliance. I think, Tina, you told me, you updated me that these 6 leaders that are on this call, tell me if I'm right about this, over $3 million issue paid, correctly? Is that right?
That's correct. In 2021, all of them combined paid over $3 million in business.
That's quite impressive. That's unbelievable. I don't know what to say to that other than congratulations, good job. Let's find out how you did that. Let's give some insight to some people that are getting on this call for the first time, or people that have been on the call for a while or struggling. Let's try to help these people by learning what you've done to become successful. Deal? Is that what we can do today, guys? Eric, are you on here? Someone say hello?
I am, Jeff. How you doing today, buddy?
Good. You ready for my questions today?
I'm ready for your questions, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Stephanie, are you out there? Is Stephanie out there? All right.
Yes. Hi.
There you are. There you are.
Finishing up a couple of things. How are you, Jeff?
I'm doing good. Good to see you.
You too.
Okay.
So thanks for having me on. I appreciate you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Andy picked these people to be on. You're handpicked by Andy Albright. All right. Janina, where
Hey,
you at?
Jeff.
Hey, Janina.
Right here.
How you doing? How you doing?
Great.
Hey, did your husband tell you that I told him that he has this guy that's his double, that he looks just like this soccer player from Liverpool? Has he told you that?
No, he hasn't. No,
You
he
need
did
to
not
look
tell
it
me
up.
that.
He looks just like him. His name's Jordan Henderson. He plays for Liverpool. He looks just like Kyle.
Oh, well, I bet Kyle looks better.
That's a good answer. That's debatable. All right, so I'm glad you're on. Don't have the baby while we're doing these questions. All right, just
I'm trying.
don't do that to me. All right, Belle, where's Belle?
I'm here.
All right. So Belle, every time you answer a question, are you going to wave your pom pom that you successfully answered a question?
Might do that. I'm feeling in a pom-pom mode today.
Oh, you're in pom-pom
it's the beginning
mode.
of a new year. We got a lot to celebrate. We did some great things as a company last year, but what we're going to do this year, people ain't ready for what's about to happen here at the Alliance. It's going to be industry shaking what happens at the Alliance, and I'm fired up for it.
I am fired up for you guys. Belle always fires me up. Can't have a bad day when you talk to Belle Krause on the telephone. Mark, my referee buddy. We won't tell him that I'm really not a referee, but I posed as one time on the court with you, right?
You did, and you actually did better than some of the guys I've actually had to work with on a real court. So good job.
I was about to ask you how good I did. I was completely lost when Mark said, Jeff, you just can't just run around. There's an order in which you do this, and we switch off positions. I'm like, oh, this is way complicated. He had to take me in a room and show me on a board. Quick and dirty lesson on how to be a referee. So, Mark, I'm glad you're on here. I don't get to talk to you enough.
Good to be here.
Are you doing all right?
Fantastic, man. Doing great.
All right. I got some really interesting questions for you today.
All right.
Okay.
I might have some interesting answers.
Well, I hope so. What about you, Megan Wood? Are you out there yet? I know Megan, I was just talking to her, and she was in a home. And I don't know if that shocks you that Megan's in a home. Shouldn't shock you. She's out and about. She told me she might be a little late to the call.
No, I'm here.
Are you there?
I'm
There you
here. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Fired up.
You always make me nervous because I'm thinking, who's driving that car? It's like you stare right into my face, but I'm like, huh. Look,
Yeah.
All right.
Multitasking.
Multitasking. Okay. All right. So I got a lot of questions. I'm going to do them in a certain order. Megan, I'm going to let you go last. How about that?
You're going to let me go last?
Yeah, last. So you'll get to hear everybody's answer.
All right. That's fine. Did you get my text message?
Oh,
That's fine. I'll go last.
Oh, okay. Well, I can see. I can do. I got you. All right. I was going to go last. I thought you would want to go last, but if you don't want to go
That's
last,
fine. I'll go last.
no. I'll
Me
make
too.
you.
I'm here for you.
I'll make you go third. How about that?
Hey,
I want
Jeff.
to accommodate.
Jeff, do you want to be able to see everyone's face on Zoom?
You know what? That probably would be helpful.
Helpful. If you like top right on your screen where it says view, do you see that?
Yep. Yeah.
Pull your mouse over there.
Full screen. View gallery.
Gallery.
Yep. There's everybody.
Woohoo!
There's everybody.
That's what I'm here for. Is he frozen for everybody? Oh boy. All right, sit tight, everybody. Oh, there he is. All right, you're unfrozen, Jeff. Keep going.
All right. Bill, we're gonna let you start.
All right.
In a few words, Bill. I say that because Bill is got more than a few words. What is your secret to success?
Oh boy, my secret to success. That would be my commitment to the consistency of my activity goals. I'm full time. My goal is 40 appointments a week, and just being consistently committed to that goal, I think, is the secret to my success.
That was a few words. That was really good. You know, here's the okay. Who's that? Okay, Mark, you're gonna go second. But here's the answer I don't like, Mark. It's a good answer, but it's not where I want to go with this. I love Bill's answer. Some people I ask them the secret to their success, Mark, this is what they say. It is a answer that sums up everything, but they go, I just work, I just put my head down and work. Well, that'd be like saying, you know, why did you get off drugs? I just said no to them. I just said no. I mean, so you know, why is work? Because work is one of the 8 steps, and it is an important 8 step, one of the most important 8 steps. But why, if you use work and putting your head down, I want to know why. Because if work was a strategy, see, it's really not a secret. Work's not a secret. Anybody can do it. Why do people choose not to work? So if you're going to use that, because I feel like, Mark, you're about to say work. That's why I was trying to be clairvoyant here. Mark, what's your secret to your success?
Well, I'm not going to say work now. Although what we do when it comes to selling is work. I would say, Jeff, probably the 2 biggest things that I've been able to learn and implement that has caused me to have the success I've had is, number one, you have to get the knowledge and learn how to do this. You can't sit there and keep making the same mistakes, staying frustrated when people hang up on you on the phone or giving you objections like, hey, you know, we've already got that taken care of, but thanks for calling. If you don't learn how to overcome those objections, how to get better, how to sound different to book the appointments, you're just going to keep making the same mistakes and getting the same results and staying frustrated. So you got to plug into every opportunity that you can, whether it's through calls like these, whether it's through trainings that we have, in-person meetings, talking to your upline or your growing upline who's doing good at sales. You've got to get the knowledge to learn how to get better, and then work, go implement that knowledge through your activity, and that's how you're going to get better. And the second one is, when you have a good week or a good month or whatever, you can't sit there and just say, well, I just made more in this week than I made in the last 3 months at my old job. I'm just going to kick back, take it easy, take a break, and just, you know, burn through that money. And then when money gets low, I'll go back and sell again. If you will have a good week and then go out the next week and try and have another good week and just stay consistent, like Belle was talking about with the activity, what's going to happen is you're going to build momentum. That momentum is going to bring you confidence. People respond to confidence, and you're literally going to get to a point where people cannot tell you no in the home. And the feeling that you get when that actually happens, you know, you can't put a description on it. But it's because, hey, when I went out and had a good week, I kept working, I kept plugging in, I kept trying to go out and help more families the next week and keep that pipeline full. So you got stuff coming into the pipeline. You'll always have stuff coming out of the pipeline.
Okay. Thank you. That's good. It's good stuff there.
More than a few words.
It's more than a few. Well, that's fine. That's fine. We got a lot more questions. So just think about your answers, because you're going to probably answer some of the questions by elaborating on this particular question. So Megan, what's your secret to success?
My secret to success, I've thought about this a lot, and I've actually been talking about it a lot. Something different that I think successful people do, something different that I do is I wake up every morning saying I have to. It is not a choice. I don't just want to. I have to. I have to sell 10 policies a day. I have to get up. I have to go help these families. I have to. There's no choice. Instead of just wanting to, I think if people said, I have to, there would be way more successful people in this business. And that's everything I do. I mean, I have to. There's no choice. And when you start telling yourself, I have to, you become very creative. How am I going to? So I'm a single mom. I don't have a whole lot of time. So I don't care if I'm out there working for an hour, if I'm out there working for 2 hours, or if I'm out there working all day long. I have to write 10 applications a day at least. So then when you have that mindset, you start becoming very creative and you find a way to do it.
Good answer. I like that. I like that have to mentality. Eric Belair.
Yes, sir.
You're up, buddy. What's your secret to success?
I will tell you that I don't want to sound cliche, but I'm willing to do things other people aren't willing to do.
That's very concise. That might be the first time you've been that concise. That's good, Eric.
You said
really
short.
Good. I like it. I'm just in shock. I'm in shock right now, but I'm liking it. All right, Stephanie, what's your secret to success?
I would say kind of going off a little bit what Megan was saying, like you have to. I think the first time you show up at someone's house to help them out with something and a family member tells you that they just died last week is the time where you'll realize like what you do is very important and you're not just selling a product. We don't sell vacuums or windows. We're helping families, not selling is the way I look at it. And I think that's really important to keep in the back of your mind, even when bills are piling up. If you keep telling yourself, I'm out there, I have to help these families because if I don't, then their family is going to struggle. It's very easy to just keep going, even when you have a bad couple of appointments or whatever the case is.
Good. Thanks. Janina. What happened to Janina?
Oh, yeah. Here I am. Sorry. Yeah, I would say my persistency. Not giving up on the people that we're calling every day. So just because somebody told me no on the phone doesn't mean that I cannot go to their house and, ask them in person, face to face, if they really meant that. And even when you get that no in the house the first time, that only means not yet. And keep following up with them and, check back with them. Yeah, not giving up.
Not giving up. Good. All these are good answers. That was sort of let's just get our feet wet into this discussion. We're going to get into more particulars, a lot more particulars, a little bit more specific. The questions are going to get tougher. Just remember, there are people listening that need insight. They want to pick your brain. They want to spend time with you. This is a way to spend time with you to find out what makes you successful. Belle, what is the biggest, most tangible skill set that you have that's helped you be successful?
For me, I'd have to say it's my in-home presentation. The way I follow the ATM. I'm not that great on the phones. There's a lot of people in the Alliance a lot better than I am on the phones. It is a challenge for me to book my 40 appointments. But once I'm in the home, it's game on. It's game on. And I feel I'm very strong and confident and skilled in that in-home presentation and how to help that family.
And I'm glad you said, you're not the best at like phone script or something. Because it tells people, look, you're on this call. You're one of the most successful people in the Alliance, and you're not that great at something, but you're still great. And I think that gives hope to people. Were you really good in your in-home presentation when you started?
No. I remember a time where before I came to this, for those on the call that don't know, I was a stay-home mom for over 10 years before starting with the Alliance. And I have a special needs daughter who's autistic. And I got a lot of training on how to communicate with an autistic child. So you ask a lot of closed-ended questions, yes, no answers, left, right answer. You don't want an open-ended question. Someone took me aside. Brandon Bulis hired me into the business. He literally spent 3 days in his office training me on how to ask an open-ended question. I had to relearn how to have an adult conversation because for years I was not doing that. And so no, I was not good in the home, but like any other part of this business, it is a skill set you can develop. I love what Mark said. Get the coaching when you run into problems. Find out what you're doing wrong or how you can improve. That makes all the difference.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Mark. We know you can sell, buddy. We know you can sell. Well, this is a setup question, but what's your biggest, most tangible skill set that you have that's helped you be successful at this point?
Tangible. I guess, and this may kind of sound stupid, but I guess just the ability to, when I'm talking with somebody, communicating with them, in my facial expressions, in my attentiveness, in my I show a genuine concern. Like they know, hey, this person's truly here to help me. This person's not coming in trying to make a sale. Even through the conversations that I lead them through, just they know without a doubt that I'm there to help them. And that's what people are looking for. They're looking for somebody that they like and they trust that can help them. So being able to just listen, to communicate through my words, through my tone, through my facial expressions, just there's no doubt in their mind that I care and I'm there to do what's best for them, not just another agent coming in trying to make a sale. Is that?
Hey, I've always wondered, that's a great answer. I've always wondered this too. And this may be for another time, but I've always wondered do any of the skill sets that you learned being a referee transfer to this business? Is there one particular skill set that you learned being a referee that transfers in this business?
Yeah, the ability to read people and relate to them, being, like Paul says in his letters that he wrote in the Bible, he says, learning to be all things to all men. In other words, understanding people enough to know how to relate to them. If you try and treat every single person with the same response or the same attitude or the same approach, you're gonna get some and you're gonna miss a lot more. But when you can understand people, read them, know, hey, find their hot buttons, what's important to them, and then, cater or tailor that conversation to whatever it is that their hot button is or what makes them, want to get this taken care of. Just having that ability. I mean, you did it. I had to do it with coaches. Every coach has a different personality. I had to do it with players. So just being able to understand people and then be able to relate to them and approach them at the level that they need to be approached at. You can't do that. I'm going to treat a 76-year-old lady a lot different than I am going to treat a big, burly, gruff 48-year-old, farm boy. So yeah, just being able to read people and relate to them, and then being able to lead them through the conversation by relating to them.
It's good stuff, buddy. Good stuff. Megan, what's your biggest tangible skill set besides door knocking? Maybe that's what it is.
Connecting, learning how to connect with all different types of people. Being excited. So when I speak, I'm always very excited because I believe in what I'm doing. I have everything that I help clients out with. Being a friend, every single one of my clients will tell you I am not a salesperson. I am their friend. They call me just to have normal conversations. They ask about my son. They just want to talk. Like, I'm not a salesperson, but remembering everything. I have a good memory of clients and their faces. And I think being a waitress really helped me out with that, because people could come in and I would know what they were going to order. Like, I could just get their drinks put in their order when they sat down. So being able to remember things has definitely helped me out. And then just planting seeds for what my next step is going to be. Everything I do is for a reason. Everything I say is for a reason.
Yeah, that I can see how, like with Mark and the referee, and I can see how being a waitress, I mean, you got to be multitasking when you're being a waitress, and you got to remember a lot. I can see how that would be a skill that you could bring into this business. Eric, what about you, buddy?
I believe it's how I make clients feel, and the fact that I'm a blessing. I know I'm a blessing, and I want to prove to them I'm a blessing. So when they invite me to their home and I leave, they feel the fact that I was something special to them and to their needs, and I'm a blessing.
No, that's great. That's great. What about you, Stephanie?
Well, shoot, that's, the last three is what I was going to say. I'm very good at building relationships with my clients. Like, I have clients that bake me muffins once a month, and, I have the ability to love every single client, no matter how different they are. But I think more than that, I'm very good at recovering, and I don't typically make the same mistake twice. So I'm good at implementing what I learned from our trainings and put it into the in-home. I'm very good at focusing on the 2 or 3 things that I think that they'll need based on what I've asked them. Because like, even just at this last appointment I did right before the call, this lady already had a decent policy, but she was telling me how she's at very high risk for stroke because of her blood pressure. So I got her a heart attack and stroke plan, and she's excited about it. She never knew they existed. Like Gina Hawk says, you'd be hard pressed to find something you can't help somebody with in the home because of all the stuff we have. So I get to know them. I see what they need. I hear what they tell me, and then I find something I can help them with.
I'm glad you brought that up, because on one of the calls that I do, I don't think it was your call. I can't remember whose call it was, but it was Terry Edwards' call. So Beth Ireland brought this up, and she said sometimes we forget the basics when we're in the home. And one of the basic things that you should never walk out of the home empty-handed if you know that you can sell a whole life kids policy. It's not that difficult to write one of those. It's very low premium. If you can't sell anything else, you should be able to offer that up. And I don't know how many people out there right now that are brand new that don't know that that's an option. But we assume that everybody understands the basics. I think sometimes we need to go back and review the basics of the people that are on our team. I think it's a good idea. I know it's a good idea when I was a teacher, but I think it's an excellent idea also in your business too. Sometimes we overlook the very basic stuff that we have that could be offered to these people that we're missing out because we're trying to just sell them what they ask for and not introducing the other products? So I'm glad you brought that up, Stephanie. Janina, what is your biggest skill set?
Yeah, the same about every time I'm going to a house, the first thing that I'm trying to do is make a friend at first. No matter what the house looks like, if I walk into a trailer that doesn't smell so good, or in a villa that has all the candles on and I just want to sit there for hours and talk to that person. So treating everybody the same and showing a genuine interest of helping them. Not walking in with a suit and a tie and making it a transaction, but really sitting there and showing them that I care and that I'm asking these questions not just because I'm nosy, but I really care about that person and I want to get to know them and create that friendship with them as well. Yeah.
Yes. That's great. That's a great answer. These are great insights, folks that are listening. They're giving you nuggets here, really good nuggets. This next question, we're going to take a different turn here. It's a different twist here. Take back to when you first got started in the business. This is a tough question, but it's a fair question, and you could maybe help some folks not make some mistakes when they start this business that you may have made. Here's the question, Belle. If you could start all over again in this business, what would you do differently? Some of your biggest mistake or biggest mistakes that you made that you could undo if you went in a time machine that would help you grow faster.
Bar none, share the opportunity with everyone from day one. I was of the mindset, I'm sure I've heard this from a lot of people we've brought on, and I've heard it throughout the Alliance. I wanted to see if I could do it. Y'all, I am a product of the Southeastern Kentucky public school system, and I was setting that as a threshold for sharing an opportunity with people. Now, if I can figure this out, millions of people before me could have done it, right? But somehow I had it, that ego or whatever in my head thinking, well, I got to make it work first. I can't, it's untold the number of sharp, smart people I missed out on because I wanted to get it in my little pea brain first. So share the opportunity with everybody indiscriminately. People you meet, people you know, just share.
Good answer. Great answer. Mark, what are some of the mistakes that maybe one that you would want to correct that you could go back in time that would help you grow faster?
Ready, fire, aim. I was the one in the beginning that felt like I needed to know all the answers before I went out and ran appointments so that I would be the expert. I wish I would have run more appointments quicker and gotten the help along the way as I needed it rather than trying to figure it all out first and then run appointments. In other words, don't book 2, 3, 4 appointments and say, well, let me go run these and see how they go. And then after I run them and whatever the result is, then I'll figure out what I need to do after that. No, as you're brand new, come in and run 15, 20, 25 appointments a week. Just make it your goal that that's what you're going to book every single week, or 40 appointments, whatever it is, and just do insane activity. Because, short of character issues and ethical issues, there's no mistake that you can make that we can't fix. So book as many appointments as you can, run those appointments, have 2 or 3, people that you can call when you're in the home that you have access to get the help you need. But the more appointments you run, the more stuff you're going to encounter and realize, hey, this is how I handle this. And now you know for next time. It's one thing to sit here on a Zoom call and say, well, this is how you do this when this happens. This is how you'll take care of this. But when you're actually running the appointments and you see and realize, oh, crap, that's what he was talking about. That makes sense now. The experience is going to be your best teacher by far. So get as much of it as you can.
Good answer. Megan, same question. You go back in time, what would you do different?
Well, I would have started building my business a lot faster from day one. Now I really started diving into it and what Mike's been telling me for years. So I just came across the great idea that I should start talking to people. But building my business, talking to people sooner, because that's how they found me. So if nobody told me about the opportunity, I always try to think about, where would I be? I would not be alive right now. You see what I'm saying? So where would I be? And then two, thinking I had a better way, thinking I could do it differently and still succeed. There is no better way. You know, I have learned you have to follow the people that are making millions. Follow them, copy them, because they're doing something right. I'll never forget when I first started, it was like one of my first leads. I went into a home and I was just super fired up that I helped this person. And then I got out and I called Mike and I'm like, I'm fired up. I just wrote an AIG policy. And he says, really? That's awesome. He's like, what was wrong with him? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. He had like high blood pressure. So if I would have called in the home, I wouldn't have had to go back into the home and look like a crazy person, like I didn't know what I was doing. You see what I mean? So, so that kind of thing.
Good. That's good. Eric, same question.
Two things. I would have invested a ton more money into my recruiting business and a ton more money into my lead business, and I would have listened to Andy more.
And I'm glad you brought this up, Eric, about the leads. You know, in particular, I mean, how much would you invest in the leads that you didn't invest? What did you, give me an example. Give the people an example.
When I first came on board the company, I was all proud about a business mindset of coming from the past of where I used to be. So I thought, hey, I can do it with only spending $350 a week on leads. And I ended up in the top 10 for many years in a row. And I capped at about 500. But 2020 really pissed me off, and 2021 really pissed me off, excuse my language, when because of our system getting better and better and better, with NA University, with Gina Hawks, with Andy and all the new implements of products and carriers and things, people coming out of high school were actually beating me in sales, not because of talent, but because of willing to invest more, make more mistakes, and do more. So people doing more and investing more were outperforming me and taking home Rolexes. So I said, wait a second, 350 to 500 a week ain't gonna beat it anymore when we have such a great freaking system that a kid can come out of high school and beat a person with talent. So talent's not all it is. So last year I made a decision to spend an extra $1,000 a week on leads. My lead investment is $1,500 a week now, and I'm never going back. And the fact of the matter is I've got other ways, of course, finding clients and doing things that are now implemented into my process. But just to let you know, I made $180,000 more this year without counting my Medicare investment and the Medicare sales I made. $180,000 more this year than I did last year, and I only spent $52,000 more on leads. Is it a good investment? Hell yeah. Yeah. That was a major mistake I made.
Absolutely. Good answer. All right. Same question for Stephanie. What would you do different, Stephanie?
I would have started faster. When I came into it, I wasn't really paying attention because I had like 12 other careers that before this. I just came into it thinking it'll be the same thing. I'm never going to make more than $2,000 a month. So I never put any effort into it. But I started listening to Big Mike, and I went to a convention. And when I saw like what was in front of me, you know, that was it. I just took off. It was that 9 month, maybe even like 8 month period. I made over $100,000 because I just started trying. And then I started talking with a positive mental attitude better. I realized that I was saying can't a lot. And so when I really dove into the 8 steps and started trying to be mindful about doing them on a weekly basis, it helped my business tremendously. So I'm just a better listener now.
Okay, good. And Janina?
I would say associate and investing in leads. I remember because when I started, I struggled big time. And I was working for a company before the Alliance, and then they were only working off of referrals, and I was really good at it, but not good enough. So I would make maybe 3,000 a month for a while. And then I remember I would call Jason and I would complain to him that, it's not working out. And he's like, well, maybe, you put some money back into the business. Maybe you buy some leads. And I'd be like, I don't need to do that. And then a week later, I would call him again and I would tell him the same thing over. And he said, well, maybe you should start coming to meetings. And I said, well, I don't have time for that. I have, this to do and that to do and laundry, and I have to do grocery shopping, and I would never have the time to show up to a hotspot. And once I went there and really associated with everybody, and I saw that other people were going through the same stuff that I was going through, and listening and getting the coaching, that gave me more belief. And then I started investing in more leads and leads altogether. And then the business really took off and it made a big change. So yeah, definitely associating and investing. Yeah.
Okay, good. So I'm going to ask these two questions together so you can answer them together. Bill, so I'm going to ask you two parts. What's the hardest decision you had to make in this business? And what is the best advice that you can give to someone that's on this call listening, that's thinking about doing this, that's just getting started? So what's the hardest decision you had to make so far, and what is the best advice you could give people?
So when you talk about hard decisions, when I relate it to this business and what I've been through in life, I can't say that I've had any hard decisions in this business. What I've had is defining decisions. There was a time back 3-4 years ago, my son totaled his car. It was a dial day, and he totaled his car. And he called me from the side of the road, and I went out there. I helped him. He was fine. Everybody in the accident was fine. And when I got home, I went back to dialing. That wasn't a hard decision, but it was a defining decision, because it kept me accountable to that consistency, to the commitment to my goals. The first convention I went to, the first 6 months in this business, I only worked 1 day a week. And my biggest month in that first 6 months was like 13 grand. And so I hadn't seen a high degree of success, but we decided to go to conference. And it wasn't a difficult decision to decide to go. Yes, there was investment to get there, but it wasn't difficult to decide. But after that conference, NatCon 2017, I'll never forget it. The first 3 days back, I wrote over 17 grand, more than I'd ever done in a month prior to that. So I can't say that I've had difficult decisions as much as I've had defining decisions, deciding to stick to what my commitments were. And then if I had to give advice for someone who's starting, go fast. Andy says it all the time. Weight is heavy. Get through the course fast. Book your first set of appointments fast, because I think Mark said it best. Experience is the best teacher here. We are not students. We are apprentices. You learn through doing. So just go fast, even when you don't know what you're doing. Again, Mark said it, short of a character flaw, ethical flaw, as long as you're ethical and have integrity and doing what's right for family, it's paperwork. We can fix paperwork all day long. You're not going to destroy anything by doing it. So go make a mess. We'll help you clean it up, but go fast. Don't allow, it's like quick like a Band-Aid. When you know it's going to hurt, just do it quick. Get through the uncomfortable part, the confusing part, get through it fast, and be on your road to success.
You said something that I've heard a lot of people say through the years. And, when I've been to a lot of NatCons, a lot of family reunions. And, if you look at it from a bird's eye view and look down on it, it's people sitting in seats, people on stage. It's pretty predictable. You can see what's going on. But people come out of those conventions, change people. I used to like poo-poo all over that thinking, that's not affecting anything. I'm like, but every time I talk to somebody, the reason that they got busy and the reason they were successful is because of some convention they went to and some speaker they heard. There's something magical going on there that I can't put my finger on. I've stopped trying to understand it. I just accept the fact that if you go to conference, something positive is going to happen. I have no answers. I'm not trying to look for answers today. I'm just telling you, it is a phenomenon. It is a phenomenon.
Changed my life.
It changes people's lives. Let's quit trying to figure it out and just let people go and let their life be changed. How about that? That's what we should do. All right. Mark, your 2 answers to the hardest decision you've made and the best advice to give to these new people.
They're actually going to be the same answer.
Okay.
I think a lot of, if anybody has been around us for longer than a week or two, we know what we need to do. We may not know everything about it. We may not know the how-to completely, but we know what we need to do. And what we need to do is go to the events, be at the meetings, pick up the phone, make the dials, book the appointments, go run the appointments. Like those are the basics of what we do. And Jeff, I used to say when I first started, I hate dialing. I hate booking appointments. Like I hated it. And as I've developed a little bit over the last few years, I now say that dialing is, to this day, still my least favorite part about this business. I don't hate it. It's just my least favorite part. But I do it because I like the results. I like what comes when I dial, when I run the appointments. So going back to, the hardest decision was going from what I knew I needed to be doing to just making the decision, like Bill said, making the commitment to just go out and do it every week. Don't sell yourself short by just booking 2 appointments when you need to be booking 20 appointments. Don't go run 3 appointments, get told no, or let me think about it in all 3 appointments, and you've got 1 more appointment, but you're frustrated, upset, tired, and you decide to just not show up to your last appointment. Like how crazy is that? Go run all your appointments, book them all, and then go run them all. So, not to borrow the Nike slogan, just do it, but just do it. What you need to do, just do it. The problem is for me, especially, I know this from experience, when I would sit there and debate whether I was going to make dials on Monday, I would debate, should I or shouldn't I? It would cause me to wonder, am I still going to be doing this a year from now? It would cause me to have this fear, this anxiousness of, well, what if I don't make any money this week? And what Stephen taught me early on is commitment brings clarity. Commitment brings clarity. So when I made the commitment that this is what I do, I'm full time. I don't have any excuse. I don't, it's not like I'm limited to just 1 day a week like Bell was. Like, I'm full time. What else am I going to do? I need to just do it. I need to pick up the phone. I need to book the appointments, and I need to run the appointments. And when I made that decision to do that, the struggle went away. The am I going to be here next month or next year doing this? All that went away because I made the commitment, and along with the commitment came clarity. So part 2, what's my advice to agents out there, especially brand new people that are still learning this? What's my advice? My advice is just do it. Quit overthinking it. Quit trying to think of every possible thing that might or might not happen, because guess what? It might not. It usually doesn't. So quit freaking out about it and just do it. Just go to work. Do what you know you're supposed to do. And I'm telling you, that commitment will bring clarity.
Good answer. Megan, what's your hardest decision, and what advice would you give to people?
I would say changing obsessions from negative to positive. I remember very clearly, it was when I first started, I was driving down the road and I was thinking, I cannot be great if I'm constantly carrying this baggage of negative obsessions, whether it's a drug addiction, whether it's an eating disorder, whatever it is. I remember making a decision that I was not going to let my negative obsessions control me anymore, because I cannot be great with having negative obsessions all the time. It was holding me back from what I truly can do. And I would say not for everybody else out there, not to listen to the noise that comes in your path every single day, because we all have it. But I have became very good about shutting out noise that tries to stop me from hitting my goals each and every day. So making the decision to not listen to the noise, whoever it's coming from, it could be you, it could be a loved one, whatever, but to make that decision each and every day to just quiet the noise.
Great.
So
Great answer.
just changing negative obsessions to positive ones.
Good answer. Eric.
Jeff, ever since you've asked the question, my heart's been pounding in my chest, my friend. And I didn't want to cry. I tried not to cry. My hardest decision, which ended up being my best decision, was to sell my wedding band and my wife's wedding band off of our fingers so that we could get to the first convention, because I had no other choice but to take a ring off my wife's finger of 21 years and a ring off my finger of 21 years, because that's all we had left of any value. And I had a trust in this organization. I had a trust in this industry, and I had a trust in what people were telling me. And I took that trust, and I took that faith, and I took the last thing, the penny worth that I had, and we made it to our January 2009 convention. And the rest is history, right? I mean, but that's the worst decision I had to make. And if it wouldn't have worked out, and if it wouldn't have panned out, I wouldn't be here today. So my worst decision ended up being my best decision.
Hey, Eric, that was your defining moment, buddy. That was your defining moment. That's how you need to look at it. Your defining moment.
It was a very crazy, crazy time in my life. But I will tell you that my best advice to people is do whatever it takes to be free, for God's sake. Do whatever it takes to be free. We're not designed to be average people. We're not designed to be below average, minimal people. We're designed to be special. We're designed to be exceptional. We're designed to go out there and just have it all if we want it all. God made us to be fantastic and to take care of other people as long as we have the heart and the willingness to do it. But when you ask that question, man, I don't know what happened to my body, but I've been shaking the entire time.
Thank you for sharing that, Eric. I know it's tough, but it helps these new people. Your perspective is important, buddy. All right, Stephanie, I'm sure you have some defining moments. You've shared them with me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just kind of all rolled up into one was just deciding to get out of my own way. I had to learn how to accept help from people in the company, whether it was just advice on what to do, or help getting to my first convention. That convention, like you said earlier, changed my life. But I was so used to just doing everything on my own. And coming into this company where people just care about you and want to help you is very bizarre, because most businesses are not like that. They're not designed like this one. This one is different, to where you're meant to do it with other people, and you're meant to communicate with other people and let them be your friends and let them help you. And I think when you're just not used to that kind of culture, it's kind of weird. So like, I laugh when people tell me, oh, I can't go to convention because my birthday is that weekend. And it's like, and like, that would be a phenomenal birthday present. Like, do you understand like how powerful it would be for you to be there for your birthday? But, I think the best advice I could give to people is just let us help. Like, don't keep all the crazy up in here. You got to get the crazy out, because if you are thinking one thing when we're saying another, you're not going to truly believe like that we're there to help you. So if you just let us kind of show you the way and stop thinking that your way is going to be better and you'll figure this out on your own, you're going to be successful. You just got to go out there and make a huge mess. Just do a bunch of appointments, see as many people as you can, as quick as you can, and then, clean it all up later. That's always worked for me. I couldn't do this on my own.
Stephanie, you and Belle and Janina, your husband Kyle, we have these community Zooms. Isn't it funny on all these community Zooms when we have all these people that we're learning more about these people because it's a place that they ask for help. It's a place that they go to ask for help. We find out stuff about them that they don't tell us because you can't help them if we don't know that they have a problem, right? So
Right.
we share that every week on these calls that we do. All right. So, Janina, what about you? What hardest decision you've ever made while you've been in this business, and then the best advice you could give somebody new?
Yeah, I made that decision who I am going to have a part of my life, who I'm listening to, and who I'm sharing my life with. I realized that not everybody out there, that would it be, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, your uncle, like people that you have always been close with, or even your best friend, they don't have, sometimes I guess they mean it well when they tell you, oh, maybe you should go back, have a 9-to-5 job and like a secure income. They mean well, but they don't let you break free. So what I'm trying to say is I had to make the decision of how much I'm going to share of my life with my family and with my friends, and what I'm not going to share with them. And how much I really let them be a part of this and this new me that was created here in the Alliance, because I saw that, this negativity that came from them, whether it was, meant well or not, was just blocking me in my mindset and my creativity. And I'm like, I just needed to make that decision of who's going to be in my life moving forward. Yeah.
Ignoring the drama is very good advice.
Yeah.
Even my mom, she brings drama every time I talk to her. She's got a lot of drama. For a woman that never leaves her house and never sees anybody and don't drive anywhere, there's a lot of stuff going on. And I'm respectful of my mother. I listen to the words come out of her mouth. I know I sound like Chris Tucker. I listen to the words come out of her mouth, but I don't hear the drama. I stop that. I'm respectful. She says a lot of things, and I say, wow, that really happened today? Oh, my God. I bet that upset you. Yeah. I have a lot of phrases that I use to keep the conversation going, but I don't allow it to be part of me. And that's what Janina's saying.
Right.
I don't allow it to be part of me. So now these next two questions are very interesting. And I've thought about asking them separate, but I think I'm going to ask them together like I did that. I think that was better. They kind of go together. All right. So let's try this out on you, Belle. Why not? You're the first one. So let's try this out on Belle. And they wrap around the 8 steps and the house book. We're going to talk about the 8 core values, and we're going to talk about the 8 steps. All right, so get your mind wrapped around that. If you don't remember them, you better look at something. So here it is, Belle, both questions together, and you answer them separately. Which core value of the 8 should every agent possess to ensure their success? Okay, that's the first question. And the second one, which of the 8 steps is the most impactful when implemented, in your opinion?
So which core value in which of the 8 steps?
Which core value should every agent possess to ensure their success, in your opinion? Because all core values are good. All 8 steps are good equally. Which of the 8 steps is the most impactful when implemented? Right. So start with core values.
For core value, I'm going to go with excellence, because if you are dedicated to being excellent, there's no room for slack. There's no room for letting up. There's no room for almost. I think excellence encompasses just about all of the core values, because if you are living out excellence, then you can't be excellent without integrity. You can't be excellent without accountability. You can't be excellent without those other components there. And then for impactful on the 8 steps, I would say attend all meetings, because you don't know what you don't know. And until you get around successful people who think on a level that you can't even comprehend, again, it changed my life. Attend all meetings. That's where you get exposed to the people that are being successful, and you can pick up the nuggets to implement in your business. That's where you get exposed to a bigger vision you didn't even know was possible. And then you implement the other 8 steps to make that vision a reality. So for me, I think the most impactful is the association, because even if someone decides they don't want to do this business, that association is still going to change their life. It'll change their marriage. It'll change their parenting. It'll change their relationship within the work they're already doing. It changes everything. So for me, I guess it's excellence and attend all meetings.
All right. Thank you. Mark, what about you, buddy? What do you got?
Without trying to parrot, excellence was going to be my core value as well. And it's every aspect of what we do. It's just, I want to be the best at what I'm capable of with the knowledge and the resources that I've acquired along the way. And I'm going to be my best, and I'm going to do my best. It's from, the activity of calling and sitting with clients. It's when you're sitting with them, it's doing the absolute best for them. It's not just trying to sell another policy to add to what they have. It's taking a look at what they already have in place from other agents, other carriers, and seeing, hey, is this what's best for them, or can I help improve their situation? When it comes to working with agents, it's being excellent when you're working with your team, being available there to help them, being able to pass on advice and wisdom that you've learned from your time going out and doing it. And it's just making sure that you genuinely have their best interest at heart, your client's best interest at heart, and not short-circuiting or shortcutting things. Doing what we do and doing it to our fullest. It's not just getting good on one product and learn it and helping with that product. In the beginning, yes, learn a few basic products to go out and go to work. But as you learn those products and start doing more activity, learn more products so that you've got the whole arsenal to be able to help people with. And then as far as the 8 steps, I mean, nothing is going to substitute for activity and work and just going out and doing what we do. You have to do that. And when you do that with excellence, your money problems will go away. But more importantly than your money problems going away, you're going to make a difference and you're going to impact lives along the way. The money's going to take care of itself. It's going to come. But if you're willing to just go out and work, do the activity, and you do it with excellence, I'm just telling you, you're going to be one of the elite, not just in our business, but in the industry. And like I said, yes, the money's nice, but the way you can impact and change lives along the way, you can't put a price on that.
Hey, that's good stuff there. Thank you, Mark. Megan, what's the core value in the 8 step that you would single out?
So I would actually say compassion. Everything I do is through compassion. I'm very compassionate about everything I do, the way I talk, what I believe, which kind of goes into the 8 steps as being personal use. So everything I talk about and everything I help people with, I actually have. You should see my bank account on the 15th of every month. I have everything. I have life insurance. I have hospital indemnities. I have heart attack and stroke policies. I have an HMA. I have a pet HMA. I have everything, and my son has everything, and my mom has everything, and my dad has everything, and I pay for everybody's because I am very passionate about what we do and I believe in it. It saved my life. So I'm very strong about that. So quite frankly, I believe if you cannot become compassionate about this, then it's going to be very difficult to be successful. You need to figure out a way how to become compassionate about what we're doing.
You've told me in the past that your clients, and your secret to selling is they know you care about them. They pick up on that right away. Is that true?
I tell a lot. Yeah, I tell a lot of stories. Everything is a story. Nobody cares about a product. Nobody cares about what a product does. Everybody cares about a story and how it's helped out my dad, how it's helped out my family. Like, my dad was diagnosed with cancer 4 years ago. When he was diagnosed with cancer, he got a check for $20,000. Isn't that crazy? I mean, it's like that helped out my family so much, or I don't know where they would be. When an extra $20,000 help you out, I have full compassion for everything I talk about, and I believe in every single thing I do.
It definitely works. We know it works. It definitely works. All right. So Eric, what about you? Core value and 8-step.
I'm going to answer the 8 steps first because with your permission, I want to go into detail on the core value, but the 8-step is association. I agree with Belle. I agree with, the fact that we got to get around other people. We got to be at the meetings. We got to be at NatCon. You got to get around the winners. You got to see what the winners are doing, ask what the winners are doing so you can be like the winners. You can get out there and do what the winners are doing. So association to me is the most important 8-step, I think. I mean, they're all important, like you said, but when it comes to core values, I was here when the core values were poured out by Andy Albright from stage, and we recorded it and we brought it back and we put it on to a document. Every word he used, his original words. And when you look at his original words with service, it says, we believe in adding value. To me, I read this definition and it's Eric Belair all over it. So I'm service. But we believe in adding value. We believe in going the extra mile. We are like the Ritz, not the Motel 6. We appreciate our clients and our agents and needs, and we fulfill them. It's whatever it takes to satisfy the people around us. This includes our team members, our agents, our clients, and our family. So me, it's about service.
Good answer. Stephanie, what about you?
It's really tough to choose between all of them because I think they're all very important. But I think that in this business, gratitude is very important because if you're not showing people how thankful you are for what they do for you, how they help you, then they're not going to want to continue to help you. And I think the more thankful you are, the more that you'll do to help others. I'm grateful. So I show Andy by following through on things he does for me or asks of me. I'm grateful to my clients. So I send them birthday cards and Christmas cards and, whatever it is. I'm just very grateful because I know that the life that I had before is nowhere near the life that I have now. And I'm grateful to the Alliance because they've given me the vehicle to pave my own pathway. And the definition of gratitude also says your readiness to show it to others. So I do think that gratitude is very important because if you don't have gratitude and you're kind of like a selfish person, then you're not going to get very far because people aren't going to want to work with you. And I think work is very important because if you're working, there's activity is going to fix everything. If you just keep working, whether or not you had 7 straight days without helping one family, if you go out there on that 8th day and you keep running, that's when it's going to pick back up again. And if you just stop working, everything comes to a complete halt. And I know for me, catching the momentum after I, going away for our 8-day vacation in Aruba, coming back was hard, grabbing that momentum again. And so I think work is important, because if you're working, you're going to naturally want to get around the top leaders and do all the other steps.
I absolutely agree. Absolutely. And, Janita's going to answer, but I'll just go ahead and tell you, Andy would pick, and he doesn't like to have to pick. He don't want to pick. He hates that question. But if he was forced to pick, he would pick gratitude, like you did, because a heart of gratitude leads to being loyal, and loyalty leads to cohesion, to a cause. You want to stay connected to your business, connected to your cause, connected to your clients, make a difference. It starts with gratitude, which creates loyalty, which creates cohesion. Now, he would also pick work. Like, he would pick work, Stephanie. Yeah. That man is about some work. And he's right. I mean, all these calls that I do with these folks, and we're trying to get people to hit their numbers, it begins and ends with work. I mean, you can't dance around it. Janita, what would you pick?
Yeah, definitely gratitude also. I mean, everything that the Alliance had done for me and the life that was created for the Alliance and the team behind it. Everybody helped me to get to where I'm at. So Nina didn't do this all by herself. So everybody helped me to get here, and me and Kyle. And I'm just so grateful for everything that happened here. It brought me, my husband, so my house, my car, everything that I have. This baby wouldn't be here in February if, it wouldn't be for the Alliance. Just so grateful for the friendships created here. And yeah, definitely gratitude. And then communicating with a positive mental attitude. Negativity doesn't get us anywhere, and everybody's going through some things. But as Noelle say, somebody either goes into something, is in something, or comes out of something. And if we're not trying to be positive about it, nobody's gonna move forward. Yeah, definitely stay away from that negativity.
And Janita, I have to say this. We're grateful for the way the life has turned out for us. We're so grateful. But we also want to pray for those souls in Germany, right? Isn't that what you call them? The soul? Pray for those souls.
Them. Oh, geez. Yes.
Let's pray for them. Let's not forget them. Poor soul.
No, they need our prayer.
You say, I'll never forget that, right?
I know you won't.
Now, would y'all care? I don't know why I'm asking this. It's like one of these Ferris Bueller questions. Anyone, Mark? Do y'all care if I tell you my favorite core value and my favorite 8-step? Okay. Somebody humor me. Yeah, Eric's like, yes.
We want to hear yours.
Yeah, so I would pick service, Eric also, because my life is about the biblical story, the Good Samaritan. And that's the story that I try to practice every day. It's a story that it defines who I am as a person. I think if you help others get their dream, you will be rewarded. Now, as far as the 8 steps, I didn't have an opinion about this particular 8-step until I met this lady. I don't know if y'all can figure out who it is, but she would always show up at convention, and she'd be the first one in there and run to her seat and get a front row. She had a big notebook, and she's taking a lot of notes. Do y'all know who I'm talking about? Who is it, Stephanie?
Olga Mathis.
Olga Mathis.
Always first. She always gets the front row seats.
Always first. Olga taught me what I think is the most important step. Be teachable. That lady came in teachable, and she's still teachable, which means she has a lot of humility. That humble nature that she has keeps her thirsty and keeps her drive alive and makes her excellent. But she is teachable. There's a lot to be said about staying humble. If you're not humble, you're not thirsty. So that's the two I'd pick. All right, here's y'all just give me just a second here. Let's see. All right. Okay. So here's the last two questions, and we're running on time pretty good here. Belle, in 2022, what decision could you make starting now in January? We're in 2022. We're barely into it. You could start. What decision would you make right now that could close the gap on you trying to reach your goal, your ultimate goal, which I guess everybody's ultimate goal is to become partner, I'm assuming. So what decision could you make right now in 2022?
Right now, decide to talk to one more. Extend the opportunity to one more. Talk to one more agent about convention. Talk to one more, just one more right now. Pick up the phone as soon as this call is over and talk to one more person.
That's great. What about you, Mark?
Andy always says the biggest lie in the world that people believe is there's always tomorrow. I'll get to it later because there's always tomorrow. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard Andy say the reason why he grinds like he does and hustles like he does and works like he does early in the morning till late at night is because he's scared to death that, he could lose it all. And that he treats it like, hey, I'm not guaranteed another 10 months or 10 years or 10 days to be able to do what I think I'm going to be able to accomplish. And that's why he gets after it nonstop, is because he knows, hey, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. Even just over the Christmas holidays, I have a 44-year-old first cousin that was hunting in his deer stand and had a massive heart attack and was gone just like that before he even fell and hit the floor of his deer stand. I've got other friends that I know of, other friends that I have that during the Christmas holidays lost close loved ones, and some were in their 20s, some were in their 80s. We're just not guaranteed that this business is going to be here, that this opportunity is going to be here, that we're not guaranteed that. So what am I doing as soon as I get off this call that's going to further what I say I want, the goals that I have, and treat it like I'm not guaranteed that I can be able to do it tomorrow. I've got to do it now because I'm not guaranteed the next hour, the next day, the next year.
If someone because that sums up the one word that I think of what you were talking about, Mark, that sums it up is how, if somebody said, hey, can you describe Andy Albright in one word? What is he about? What best typifies him? Urgency. Mm-hmm. The man is all about urgency. He's not waiting. He's not waiting. Megan, what's your big decision for 2022 that you're going to do to close the gap to become a partner?
Share my story more. Prioritize obsessions. And because even positive obsessions can hold you back from other positive obsessions as well. So creating a team that have the same mindset I do, and the same beliefs I do. And basically, like I said, shifting obsessions a little bit to allow myself to have more conversations with other people.
Good. What about you, Eric?
It's funny, we were having this call and you asked that question, Jeff. You just, they say every time you're on a call, something clicks, right? So last year we did what we did, and we did not have an executive assistant for Bobby because of COVID and all of her fears and things like that. But we've got an executive assistant for Bobby starting on Monday. We tried out 2 recruiters last year, didn't really have a full-time recruiter, only had a recruiter probably. One lasted about a month, one lasted about another month. So we didn't have any recruiters last year. And I got one starting on Tuesday, the 11th. Why I picked the 11th, I don't know until just now in your question, because about 4 days ago, a second person called me up and said, hey, I can come in on the 11th and start as your recruiter. And I said to Bobby, whoa. I only wanted one. This other guy's also now saying he wants the job. So I got a fantastic, energetic woman coming in, and I got this guy now. And I was going to tell the guy, no, thank you. I don't want to have 2 recruiters on my staff. But the decision I'm making right now, and it's funny that it's the 11th. What's Andy say about 11? 1 and 1 equals 2, baby. I'm hiring both freaking recruiters.
That's good, Eric. That's good. What about you, Stephanie?
Definitely is becoming more urgent, especially with the holiday season. I fall into the trap of, getting home and wanting to hang out with the kids and not look at my phone. But the reality is I have people on my team that need me. I need to focus on the people on my team who are working hard, and I need to keep talking to new people and just build more and get way more uncomfortable than I've been. So getting uncomfortable.
Getting uncomfortable. That's good. And it means a lot, Stephanie, when you get on these community Zooms. It means a whole lot because they need to see you on there. It's important that the leader gets on there. And I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And that's how we grow these people. Janina, what about you? What decision?
Yeah, helping the new people to become what they want, to get what they want, and they're gonna help me get what I want. So definitely concentrate more on helping my team with everything. Would it be recruiting? Would it be selling? Anything that I can help with? Yes.
Good. All right, I got just one last question, and then I'll kind of sum it up at the end to do a summary about what we've done. But one of the 8 steps is read, right? So I want to know, besides the 4 books that Andy has authored, we have the House Book, 8 Steps, The Millionaire Maker, and Inside the Circle. Those are all required reading. I'm going to ask you what good book you have read lately that's had an impact on you, a book that you've read that's had an impact on you. Belle, maybe you can get the ball rolling at do you have a book, Belle, that you've read lately that's had an impact?
It's one I've read multiple times. I've probably read it 50 times this year alone. And it's The New Common Denominator to Success. And it's really a booklet, more like a pamphlet. But I love what it teaches so concisely in there. Eric said it earlier. The successful do what the unsuccessful are not willing to do. And then Mark even touched on it as well. Pleasing methods or pleasing results. Yeah, there's parts of our system that you're not going to like the best. But it's not about the methods. It's about the results that they lead to. So you may not enjoy dials, but it leads to multiple 6-figure income. Do you like multiple 6-figure income? Then do the unpleasantness of dials. So, and every time I've read this, it brings out another nugget. And this thing was written, I don't know, how many, like 100 years ago? I don't know when it was written, but it doesn't matter because the philosophy of success doesn't change. Our tools may change. Our ability to communicate it may change. But the core of what makes someone successful is tried and true throughout time. The willingness to do what others will not do and trading pleasing methods for pleasing results. So that book means a lot to me.
Yeah. Who's the author? Do you know the author?
Albert Gray. Albert
Gray. Okay. Mark, what about you?
Available for free, Jeff. I learned this. Joanne Paddock on staff with Fitz and Heather. It's available for free. That book's been in print so long. You can download a PDF version of that book, and it's only like 6 pages. Mine's highlighted, marked on, notes on. I highly recommend it.
Good. Mark.
I read it last year, and it took a while because it's a bigger book. And reading it again, Awaken the Giant Within. I think it's Tony Robbins is the author. And there's a lot of, it's just so full of good information, just about what we were designed for, what we're capable of. And it makes me realize how much potential goes unused in my own life. A big part of it is just by not knowing. We hear all the time, you don't know what you don't know, which is why it's so important to read and expand your horizons. And I personally can attest to the fact that when things got tough in business, when I feel like I was stagnant or plateaued, it's when I had stopped growing myself as an individual. Not that I thought I knew it all, but I guess my actions by not continuing to read and develop, kind of acted like I kind of knew what I needed to know. And it just reminded me again, just how little or how much I didn't know, how little I actually did know. So the value or the importance of reading and expanding your horizons. But just it talks over and over again about the potential that we have inside of us if we're willing to tap that and utilize it. So many people the vast majority of people are sheep. They're just going to go through life. They're going to go to school, try and get a good job to pay that school bill back. And they're just going to eke away the next 40, 50 years of their work career, hoping that they scraped enough money to save for retirement so that they can retire, not have to work anymore. And they call that living. And I just didn't want to be mediocre. I didn't want to be status quo. So Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins has been a huge, huge help in me.
Right. Well, we got about 5 minutes or so. So Megan, quickly, what book would you have people read that you've read lately? It's a good book.
I would say Relentless. That book really helped me out because it defines what relentless actually is and learning the different types of people there are, and asking yourself, are you really relentless?
Okay.
So.
Good. What about you, Eric?
What I have to say is something that will take you to another level is Everyone Communicates, Few Connect by John Maxwell. Everyone communicates, but few connect. And if I may, for brand new people that are going to getting started, How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success by Frank Betcher. I know it's 2 books. I apologize. I had to say it.
That's all right. Very good. Stephanie.
Relentless was mine, but Winning, they kind of go together. The same author wrote them, and they talk about like how you can thrive under pressure and how you can just get like single-minded on your goals, and the difference between somebody who wants to win and somebody who says they want to win.
Good. Janina.
Yeah, the latest book that I've read is called Off Balance. I forgot the author, but it is about how to balance your work life and your private life, because I want to be a mommy at the same time as much as I want to be a business owner, and I want to work out every day and hang out with people and go on dates and all of that, scheduling together without going crazy. That's what's in that book, and it helped me already to calm down a little bit.
That's good. Mark, what were you holding up there? Off Balance.
Off Balance by Matthew Kelly.
Okay. All right, good.
Yeah, it's great.
Guys, I thoroughly enjoyed doing this today with you guys. I think this has been insightful for the people on the call. I'm sure that they've got a lot of good ideas from what you've said. I've learned a lot just talking to the agents over the last few months. Some of the things you all pointed out, but it's amazing. They do need to get to work. Work is not a secret, but it is something that's required in this business. Everybody can do it if you choose to do it. I am amazed how many people go in the homes and walk out without a policy being signed or an application filled out when we've got so many good products. So the best product out there, I still stand by it, Mark. Do you know what I think it is? Best product I think out there.
What's that?
It's going to change the world is IUL for a Child. I'm passionate about that. It's going to change. You want to rid the world of poverty? Get somebody to sign their kid up for an IUL for a child. Change that kid's life. I know if my parents had signed me up for one for $63 a month, in 5 years, I'd have $816,000 waiting on me. I wouldn't be I'm not looking forward to turning 65, but if $816,000 is waiting on me tax-free, I'd be looking forward to it. Just saying. All right. Listen, it's 2:00 on the nose. We're going to call this thing a day, but thank you all for being on the call and sharing your insights. I've enjoyed it. Take care, everybody. Look forward to seeing you at the convention. Change your life. Take care. Bye-bye now.